Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you, is my hair always bad in these videos? Okay, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Annie, and today we are doing my, what month was it? June monthly wrap up. Guys, I kind of had a bad reading month for me. I only read, one sec, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I only read 7 books. I usually almost read double that, but it was a hard reading month. I had a few 5-star reads, but the other ones, some of them were just not it. Like, I don't know. And I feel like I was also really busy, so there's that. But let's just get right into it. So the first book I read this month was By a Thread by Lucy Score. I rated this book a 5 stars. It was really good, and I feel like I went through this really quick. Like, I literally was never bored in this once, and it's almost 600 pages. I feel like that's pretty good. And I was really scared to read it because I read Things We Never Got Over, and I loved it. It's like my favorite book. And then I read Things We Hide from the Light, and I did not like it, so I was scared. I didn't like Lucy Score's writing, but I do, because 2 out of 3. And a lot of people, I feel like, don't like Things We Hide from the Light, so I'm not the only one. But this book was so good. I loved it. Allie and Dom were so cute together, and I loved Dom so much. Like, at first, he's kind of like grumpy and, you know, annoying. He gets her fired and everything, but it is so good. Like, basically, what happens is, I mean, I'm not going to tell you, like, the whole plot of the book, but just, like, basically what it would say on the back. So basically, he goes into her pizza shop where she works. He's really rich. She's super poor, trying to make as much money as she can. And he gets her fired from her job. So then his mom offers her a job at her big fashion company. And then they have to work together, and they're like enemies. But, you know, there's the tension. And it is amazing. 5 out of 5. The next book we have is, I was going to say By a Thread. No, honey, I just did that. All the Little Things by Rachel Lee, or Leigh, I don't know. And I rated this one a 5 stars as well, and I loved this book. I have heard not the greatest things about this book. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, it was okay, but it just wasn't my favorite. But I really enjoyed it. It was super sad. I forced myself not to cry, but I could have cried. But I enjoyed it a lot. It's a brother's best friend, and this girl obviously likes her brother's best friend, and so it's like a forbidden thing, and that's kind of all I'm gonna say, because the rest is like, you just have to read it to find out. But it's really good, and I super enjoyed it, and it does have like a sad aspect to it. So wait, I don't even remember what the sad thing is that happens. I remember the sad thing that happens. Oh my goodness, it was a plot twist. For sure. It was really sad. Now I'm like all emotional again because this book is underrated. I'm telling you guys, this is a good book. I really liked the message in this book. Like, I feel like it was, I don't know, I like books that are a little bit deeper, like still fun, but just have a good message in them, and this book definitely did. Next we have The Half of It by Madison Beer, and it was a really short book. I read it just in one sitting, but I loved it. I don't rate memoirs because I feel like, who am I to judge someone's life and story and everything? Like, I don't know, I shouldn't judge her experiences, but I really did like it. And she has BPD, which, for those of you who don't know, is borderline personality disorder, and someone that is close to me has that. And so it was really interesting to see inside someone's thoughts with BPD, because it helped me get a better understanding of it. And it was also just a really good book, and I feel like it was written super beautifully. She was super just honest about everything. Like, she got really deep. Like, if you want to know Madison Beer, read this book, because I've listened to her forever, since I was little, and like, I still listen to her. So it's just, it was really fun kind of getting to know her. I wouldn't say fun, actually. It's a very depressing book, but it's really good. Like, I don't know, I just recommend it. Read this book if you like Madison Beer, or if you just want a good deep book. Next up we have Scarred by Emily McIntyre, and I rated this one a 3.5. I was low-key disappointed by it because I read Hooked and I really liked it, and I feel like this is a lot of people's favorite in the Never After series, and for me it just kind of fell flat. Like, I liked it, but I know it's a dark romance, but some of the stuff was just too much. Like, I don't know, I didn't really like the main guy. I think his name, yeah, Tristan. He was just, I don't know, he just wasn't my cup of tea. But like, their love was still cute, but it was just a little disappointing, you know? I feel like it was just a bit boring. Like, I feel like it was kind of repetitive a little bit, and I just didn't really care that much, but like, I still cared. That's why it's like a 3.5. It's in the middle, you know? It was good. But I really like Tristan with the little boy in this book, and I like Tristan with, what is her name? Sarah. They were really cute together, and like, I feel like they were good together. It also kind of gave me Selection vibes, like the Selection series, because of the setting and stuff. And I was kind of confused in the beginning, like how she ended up at the palace. Like, I still don't understand it. I don't know why, but it's like based in like the old times or whatever, so it's not like a fantasy, but it's just based like back then. And so I also wasn't expecting that. Not that I wouldn't like that, but it's just, I just wasn't expecting that from this. Because the first one is in the series is in modern times, so I don't know, it was just different than I was expecting, but that's not a bad thing necessarily. But I don't know, I just think the murdering parts were just too much for me. Like, someone who loves murdering that much is just a little bit psycho. Like, it would literally be his happiest moments when he was killing people. So I don't know, that just wasn't my favorite thing. I still enjoyed reading it, I still like this series, but yeah, 3.5 for this one. Next book we have is Happy Place by Emily Henry, and this is about these friends that go on a vacation together for the last summer, because it's like this old friend group, and they just, you know, after college they move on with their lives, but they meet up at this like beach house, and she has to fake date her ex because she didn't tell anyone that they were broken up, because they're both part of the friend group, and she also just didn't want to like put it into existence, you know, and so they have to like fake date when they're broken up. So it was pretty good. I rated it a 4 stars, and I'm not going to say much about it because I have a reading vlog on this book, so I'll put it right up here. You could go and watch that right now. The next book we have is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, and I was so disappointed in this book. I rated it a 2.5 stars. Everyone raves about this book. Everyone loves this book and says it's amazing, and I did not like it. I tried so hard. It's a big book. Like, I read this for probably, I think it took me a whole week to read this, and for me, I usually read a book in like 1 to 3 days, and this one, it was not it. It was just boring. Like, I don't know, it wasn't for me. Like, I just didn't care about anything that happened, and I didn't really feel connected to the characters at all. And like, the kingdoms and everything in this book, I had no idea what was going on. Like, the political part of this book, no idea. I don't know if I'm just dumb, but it was so confusing to me, and it was like, I just don't get how people like this book. I really don't. Like, some books I don't like, I can see why other people like it, but this one, I just really don't understand. But I bought the second book. It's right down here, right there. Before I finished this one, I was still like in the beginning of it, like this far probably. So I think I'm still gonna read that one, because I have heard that the second one is better than the first one, but I don't know if I'll like it still. But I'll probably take a little break, but not too long, so I don't forget everything. So we'll see what I think about that one. But this book wasn't for me. Now we are already on to the last book for this month. It is Coach by Devney Perry. I loved this book. I rated it a 5 stars. It has my 3 favorite tropes. It has single parent, it has, I forgot, oh, small town, and it has second chance romance, or second chance. Like, those are my top 3 favorite tropes. And it also was a sports romance, which I love. It's one of my favorites, but it's not my top 3. But it was so cute and good. Basically, this guy has a daughter, and he played for the Seahawks in football, and he goes back to his hometown in Montana to coach his college team that he played for when he was in college. And it's a second chance, so this girl that he used to, you know, like in college, is there, so they kind of rekindle their love, and it's super, super cute. And I adored every minute of this book. I read it in like 2 days. It was so good, so cute. I love Devney Perry's writing, and I definitely think you guys should read that if any of that sounds appealing to you. Also, Ford in this book was perfect. Like, I'm in love with him. I would date him. I would marry him. He was so sweet. He was such a good dad. And yeah, that's Ford. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and like and subscribe and comment below any book recommendations you have for me. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.